Welcome back to the day. Today we will dive into the thrilling developments involving Gabi Hernandez and her alliance with Tony DiMera as they plot against the powerful Kiriakis brothers. Gabi and Tony's bold strategy against the Kiriakis empire in the bustling world of Salem, alliances are forming that could shake the foundations of long-standing family dynasties. This week, the dynamic duo of Gabi Hernandez and Tony DiMera is gearing up for a high-stakes showdown with the Kiriakis brothers, Xander and Philip. Gabi, known for her sharp wit and unyielding determination, has stepped up to assist Tony in gaining the upper hand. Their plan isn't just about brute force, it's laced with clever tactics designed to exploit weaknesses and create chaos within the Kiriakis' ranks. Drawing from her past experiences in corporate intrigue and personal vendettas, Gabi brings a unique edge to the partnership, blending her fashion empire savvy with Tony's aristocratic cunning. As spoilers reveal, this collaboration promises to deliver unexpected turns, with Gabi employing a series of seductive maneuvers that could unravel the brothers' confidence and unity. Imagine the tension building as old rivalries resurface, forcing the Kiriakis family to confront internal fractures they've long ignored. Tony, ever the strategist, sees this as an opportunity to settle scores from his DiMera heritage, while Gabi eyes it as a chance to expand her influence in Salem's cutthroat social scene. Seductive encounters at the Bistro. The drama escalates dramatically at the Bistro, Salem's go-to spot for clandestine meetings and romantic entanglements. Here, Gabi Hernandez takes center stage with a bold move that catches everyone off guard. She plants a passionate kiss on Xander Kiriakis. This isn't a random act of affection, it's a calculated step in her scheme to destabilize the brothers. Xander, typically the brooding and intense type with a history of turbulent relationships, finds himself momentarily swept up in the moment. But the scene turns even more chaotic when Sarah Horton enters the picture. As Xander is locked in Gabi's embrace, he witnesses Sarah, his ex, and the mother of his child, sharing an intimate kiss with Brady Black right there in the dimly lit restaurant. The air thickens with jealousy and betrayal, prompting Xander to retaliate in kind, perhaps by deepening his interaction with Gabi or making a scene that draws all eyes. This chain reaction of kisses isn't mere flirtation. It's a powder keg of emotions, amplified by the elegant ambience of the Bistro, where crystal glasses clink and whispers echo off the walls. Spoilers hint that this encounter will leave lasting impressions, with Xander's pride wounded and his resolve to fight back stronger than ever. Adding to the intrigue, hidden observers might catch wind of the spectacle, spreading rumors that could further complicate alliances in Salem. Sarah's jealousy play and rising tensions. Not one to be outdone, Sarah Horton orchestrates her own seductive ploy, targeting Brady Black to ignite jealousy in Xander. With her medical background and compassionate nature often clashing with her fiery personal life, Sarah decides it's time to turn the tables. By seducing Brady, perhaps with a lingering touch or a whispered conversation that escalates into something more, she aims to make Xander confront his feelings head-on. This move adds layers of tension to an already volatile situation, as Brady, dealing with his own family dramas, becomes an unwitting pawn in the game. The jealousy sparked here isn't superficial, it digs into deep-seated issues from their shared past, including custody battles and broken trusts. As the scene unfolds, the atmosphere at the Bistro becomes electric, with sidelong glances and hushed arguments hinting at bigger explosions to come. Sarah's strategy might backfire if it pushes Xander too far, but for now, it serves to heighten the drama, reminding viewers of the intricate web of relationships that define days of our lives. Inventing a new element, perhaps Sarah slips in a coded message during her interaction with Brady, subtly warning him of the larger plot against the Kiriakises, which could plant seeds for future alliances or betrayals. The intense clash between Xander and Brady. The fallout from these seductive escapades leads to a fierce and tense confrontation between Xander Kiriakis and Brady Black, turning the Bistro into a battleground of words and egos. Xander, fueled by rage and a history of impulsive decisions, squares off against Brady, who matches him with his own brand of resilience forged from Black family trials. Their exchange is charged with accusations, past grievances, and threats that could escalate into physical altercations if not for intervening parties. This showdown isn't just about the kisses, it's a culmination of ongoing rivalries, including business dealings and romantic entanglements that have simmered for seasons. Sarah, observing from the sidelines, might find herself more convinced than ever that Xander's anger issues require professional intervention. Perhaps therapy or anger management sessions that could become a subplot in upcoming episodes. The tension is palpable, with the restaurant's patrons frozen in anticipation, as the two men circle each other like predators. To add depth, imagine Xander revealing a hidden vulnerability during the argument, a rare glimpse into his softer side that contrasts his tough exterior, potentially swaying Sarah's perspective and adding emotional layers to their complicated dynamic. Gabi's manipulation of Philip and emerging complications shifting focus back to Gabi Hernandez, the spoilers indicate she'll pivot her attention to manipulating Philip Kiriakis next, expanding her web of influence. Philip, with his polished demeanor and Kiriakis' business acumen, presents a new challenge for Gabi. She might start with subtle flirtations, leveraging her charm to extract information or sway his decisions against his brother. This phase of the plan involves intricate mind games, where Gabi uses her knowledge of Philip's past weaknesses, such as his romantic histories or corporate ambitions, to her advantage. However, the plot thickens as genuine emotions begin to surface. What starts as a strategic manipulation could evolve into real feelings for Philip, complicating Gabi's loyalty to Tony and her own objectives. Picture late-night conversations that blur the lines between deception and desire, set against Salem's scenic backdrops like the town square or a private yacht. This development adds a romantic twist to the takedown scheme, forcing Gabi to navigate her heart alongside her ambitions. Inventing an element, perhaps Gabi discovers a shared interest with Philip in art or philanthropy, which humanizes their interactions and makes the potential romance feel authentic amid the chaos. As these storylines intertwine, Days of Our Lives continues to deliver the soap opera magic fans crave, with betrayals, passions, and power plays keeping everyone on the edge of their seats. Stay tuned for more updates as the Kiriakis brothers face their greatest test yet. Next, welcome back to the Days of Our Lives recap, where drama meets heart, and every tear has a story. In yesterday's emotionally charged episode, Sarah and Xander's journey as co-parents took a dramatic turn as they tiptoed the line between reconciliation, heartbreak, and hard truths. Their daughter, Victoria, may be small, but her presence has stirred up monumental decisions and lifelong consequences. A quiet moment turns into a storm of emotion. The episode opens with an unexpected yet heartwarming scene. Xander, in a rare moment of peace, is seated at his desk, gently stacking colorful blocks with baby Victoria. The tough, rugged man who once struck fear in the hearts of many now smiles with a softness that only his daughter can bring out. He chuckles softly as Victoria babbles, clearly entertained by their little game. But their private father-daughter bonding is interrupted when Sarah enters the room, watching them quietly from the doorway. There's no dramatic entrance. No shouting, no accusations, no tears. Just a woman quietly observing the man she once loved and the daughter they created together. For a fleeting moment, Sarah's face softens, and the tension that has defined their recent interactions melts away. This is the Xander she wanted, the father Victoria deserves. Xander notices her and gently turns Victoria to face her mother. "Wave to Mummy," he coos, lifting her tiny hand. The simple gesture disarms Sarah, who quickly assures him, "I just came to see her. I'm not here to take her away." With that, Xander carefully hands Victoria over, a symbolic gesture of trust that neither of them takes lightly. The underlying battle, trust, anger, and parenthood. They place Victoria in her crib, her little eyes fluttering shut as the room fills with silence. But it's not the comfortable kind, it's the calm before a storm. Xander speaks first, gently but honestly. "She misses you," he tells Sarah. The words cut deep, not because they're meant to hurt, but because they're the truth. It's clear both parents are trying. They want to do what's right for Victoria, but pain, history, and distrust loom large between them. The conversation begins to tilt toward familiar territory, where accusations and regrets threaten to rise. But this time, they stop themselves. Not for their own sake, but for Victoria's. "We need to talk about what's next," Sarah says. It's more than a request, it's a demand for clarity. For action. For a plan that goes beyond emotional reactions. Xander agrees. He doesn't want his daughter to suffer because of their inability to get along. But the real issue isn't just logistics, it's emotional stability. And Sarah bravely brings up what has always scared her the most. Sarah's fear, and Xander's rage, "Your anger," she begins. And just like that, the temperature in the room changes. Xander flinches, defensive and on edge. "Here we go again," he growls, voice low and heavy with frustration. Sarah stands firm, even as her voice cracks with emotion. "I know you'd never lay a hand on Victoria. I know that. But I've seen what you're capable of when you're pushed too far." It's not the first time she's had this conversation. But it may be the first time Xander is truly listening. She recalls moments from the past, not as ammunition, but as evidence. "You promised not to hurt Philip. But there were others. You've hurt people before. You lose control, and I'm scared that one day, our daughter will be caught in the middle." It's not easy to admit fear, especially when it's about someone you once loved deeply. But Sarah does it. Not out of anger, but from a place of maternal protection. "If I can't trust you, we're stuck," she says. Xander's voice lowers. "Probably not." But then comes a surprising shift. A path to healing. Counseling and compromise. Sarah doesn't want to shut the door completely. She's not asking him to change overnight. But she does want him to take steps, real, actionable steps, to be a better man and a more stable father. "What if you talked to someone?" she suggests. "What if you saw Marlena?" For anger management? Xander is silent for a moment, the wheels clearly turning. It's not a request he takes lightly. Seeking help isn't in his nature. But neither is losing his daughter. "If I do that," he asks carefully, "would you agree to joint custody?" Sarah's response is immediate, and heartfelt. "Yes. If you truly try. If you make the effort to be better, not just for me, but for her." Another beat of silence, and then, in a rare moment of vulnerability, Xander nods. "Okay," he says. "I'll set up an appointment with Dr. Evans." It's a monumental moment. For a man like Xander to admit he needs help, and to actively pursue it, speaks volumes. But he has one condition. "Legal lines and formal agreements. If we're doing this," he says, "then I want something formal. Something clear. I want a legal separation." Sarah's expression shifts, it's a sharp pivot from the intimacy of the last few minutes. A legal separation makes it real. It means they're not just dealing with a bad patch, they're redefining their family, with legal boundaries in place. But perhaps that's what they both need. Structure. Safety. Accountability. For now, the decision has been made, they'll pursue counseling, and begin the process of legal separation to outline custody. It's not a fairy tale ending, but it's a realistic one. And in Salem, that's about as close as you can get to hope. Meanwhile, Sophia's lie sets the stage for explosive drama while Xander and Sarah navigate their emotional minefield. Another storm is brewing elsewhere in Salem. Sophia has just told a bold-faced lie, and the fallout promises to be explosive. Her deception is not just a small fib, it's a deliberate act that will ripple through relationships and reputations like a tsunami. The writers are clearly setting us up for a seismic storyline twist, and longtime viewers know what that means: betrayals, tears, confrontations, and perhaps a reveal that will leave fans gasping. Stay tuned, because when lies unravel in Salem, no one escapes untouched. Final thoughts: yesterday's episode was a masterclass in emotional storytelling. It gave us a quiet but powerful reminder that love, fear, and forgiveness are never simple. Sarah and Xander's journey is far from over, but they took a huge step toward healing, not as lovers, but as parents. Victoria may not understand the weight of what's happening around her, but one day, she'll know that her parents fought, not against each other, but for her future. And in Salem, where secrets lurk in every corner, moments like these, raw, honest, and deeply human, remind us why we keep tuning in, year after year. Stay with us as we unravel the next chapter in the lives of your favorite Salem residents. The truth always comes out, and the consequences will be unforgettable.